Meyer is here to tell us what to see, skip, and rent this week. And there's one movie that people are really excited about, which we're going to get to in a minute, which was The Jungle Book. But we also have another one that's not from Disney, but Disney.
Loosely based on Disney material, yeah. The Huntsman, Winter's War. This is a prequel to the 2012 movie Snow White and the Huntsman. But this movie doesn't have Snow White, actually. It doesn't have Kristen Stewart. Instead, they brought in two other good actresses, Jessica Chastain and Emily Blunt. I really like both of them a lot, but even with them in this movie, I'll have to admit, I was looking forward to this movie about as much as I was looking forward to doing my taxes last week. The word of mouth around this movie has been awful, and the trailer didn't do anything for me, but I'm happy to say that this was not the abomination that I feared it would be. It did have some moments of humor, and also I thought the romance was well handled, but that's about all this movie has going for it. This is a movie that really doesn't have any original ideas. It's kind of Frozen meets Game of Thrones. It also takes from Maleficent, Lord of the Rings, you name it. What's worse, though, is that it doesn't even tell its story in a very clear way. It's kind of hard to follow. It's really rushed. There's a whole lot of plot packed into this 2-hour movie. I think they needed to go back and do some rewrites, and especially work on the dialogue. Poor Emily Blunt. She's such a good actress, but she has to deliver some of the most unintentionally hilarious lines of dialogue in this movie. I just felt bad for her. I think she, along with the other actresses, just deserve better material. This isn't that the movie is just that bad. I think that the action and the romance will keep you at least mildly entertained, but I feel like I'm going to forget that I've even seen this movie in 3 months. It's just very forgettable, so I don't think it's worth the audience's time.
Too many ideas in one. Okay, our next movie, Everybody Wants Some, and I haven't not heard of this one.
Yeah, this is sort of a spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused, the 1993 film. This movie is about a group of college baseball players. It follows them as they navigate the freedoms and responsibilities of unsupervised adulthood. Like Dazed and Confused, it's from the same director, and they're both hangout movies, which is, there's really no plot here. It's just
the Seinfeld effect.
It's just, spending time with a group of characters during their downtime, essentially. So if you need a lot of plot, you're not going to like this film. I, on the other hand, loved it. I can't wait to see it again. It's a movie that you really feel like you know these people. The characters are authentic. They feel like real people, and you want to spend time with them. This movie is authentic really in every way. The music, the cars, the bad hairdos, the bad dance moves. This is a movie that a lesser director would have made sure these people always seem cool. Instead, they just always seem real. It's close to home for the writer-director. He actually played baseball in Texas in the 80s in college. And this movie is just a nostalgic, heartfelt love letter to his past. It's a movie that's easy to peg as a party film, and yes, there is alcohol and chasing women in almost every single scene, but it's deeper than that. It's a search for identity. It captures the confusion, the excitement of being at that age of going into college and really not knowing who you are. But I love this film. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm going to see it at least 2, 3, maybe 4 more times. I love it, so I can't wait to see it again.
Any reason for the 2 exclamation points?
I think it's based on the Van Halen song "Everybody Wants Some," and I think that the song must have had 2 exclamation points too.
It just caught me off guard, so I was like, that's interesting. All right, let's talk about The Jungle Book. This isn't the first time we've seen a Disney movie, kind of reformed into a live-action adaptation. Yeah. But this one, it looks pretty in the trailer. Yeah,
it's beautiful to look at. The visuals are the talk of the town about this movie. By looking at this, you would think it was shot in some, far-off jungle in a different continent, but actually, everything that you see was shot on a soundstage in L.A.
Wow.
It's all animation, which is just astounding to see.
It looks so real.
Yeah, everything but the boy is animated, but it's a movie that is a lot of fun, I think, for adults and for kids. It's from Jon Favreau, who did Iron Man and Elf. The guy knows how to make family-friendly action films. It's got a lot of action set pieces. The movie is really exciting, a lot of fun. It's a movie that I think it's both a praise and a criticism that it follows the Disney animated classic, so religiously. It's just a beat-by-beat adaptation. While I was happy to see that, it included even a lot of the songs that I love so much, I kind of wish it had done something a little bit different, a different take on the song. I think if you are going to cover a classic song, you should have an original take on it. It doesn't really have that, but still, the movie is immensely enjoyable, and as just a adaptation of the movie that you love, I think you're going to, like this one just as much. So
how hard is that for his character to kind of be on his own, especially at such a young age, to not have anybody to play off of? You're just kind of...
I mean, it's pretty remarkable. I mean, I think that, I know I couldn't do it. I mean, just playing across all, just having a green screen around you and nothing more. Yeah, it's very impressive.
All right. Well, Meyer, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, we have